If you're really serious about getting the best out of your artificial intelligence, you could actually make artificial intelligence a study buddy. And it can not only help you in terms of learning information for the first time, it is actually able to help you revise in such a way that prepares you for your tests and even for your work. And so in this video, I'm going to share just two powerful practical ways in which you can use artificial intelligence to revise and make your learning experiences much better and much more effective. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Simon. I'm a fifth year medical student at the University of Zambia, and on this channel, I share about the things that I personally find helpful in terms of my learning experiences, ways that can help you learn better, and I also make some book reviews. I share some lessons that I get from the books that I'm getting to make sure that I'm improving myself, developing all my faculties, and becoming as productive as I possibly can. With all of that said, let's get back to the topic for today. Now, if this is the first video that you're watching about how you can use artificial intelligence in your learning, at least on my channel, then I have made two more videos that I've already posted, and I would advise you to also look at those. The first one is about the foundation, really, how you have to consider artificial intelligence for you to be able to use it very well, especially with the ethical considerations that are there about plagiarism, AI making students lazy and everything. But really for me, I'm more on the side of harnessing its powers to make sure that it is helping you learn. And this video specifically is for you to learn how you can revise very well and very effectively using artificial intelligence. And I'm going to mention again that whenever I say artificial intelligence or AI, which is a very broad term, I literally mean generative AI, especially the large language models like ChatGPT, Cloud, or any other variations, ChatPDF, all of those sorts. The first practical way that I think you can actually use ChatGPT is you can ask it to test you. Remember, you are using the principle of active recall. You want to be the one to actively recall information. Then the other thing is you want feedback. So you want feedback about the answers that you provide. And then the kinds of questions that you want questions that are testing you in your higher orders of knowledge. So instead of you letting ChatGPT ask you questions which are really on the basic issue of memorization, you want ChatGPT asking you questions that are really evaluative and really test your integration of information. Now, it is hard for you to do this unless you do understand how well you actually need to revise, how well to use interleaved practice. And it is very hard for you to do this unless you really know how to put in a proper prompt. That is why you need to learn how to use ChatGPT, and you need to learn how to learn better yourself. But either way, I'm going to explain it in such a way that actually helps, and I'm going to be telling you the reason as to why I would put a specific prompt the way I would actually put it. So one of the ways that I actually use artificial intelligence, for example, I was doing a course about artificial intelligence, AI for everyone, at least just to get the basics of what artificial intelligence is. I was doing it on Coursera. Yeah, together with another course on AI in education. So one of the ways that I used to revise about this concept is I just give artificial intelligence a role, and then I give myself a role, and then I instruct it very strictly about the things that I want it to do. So the prompt can go like this: I want you to act like a professor who is teaching me about the basics of artificial intelligence. I want you to ask me questions that test my basic understanding of artificial intelligence, my application of artificial intelligence in day-to-day lives, my level of understanding in the relationship between the different types of artificial intelligence. So for me, that's the knowledge that I want, because I want to understand the basics of artificial intelligence, terminologies and everything. I want to know how I can apply it, even as a humble, just fifth year medical student with just a laptop. I want to know how I can apply it to my own kinds of work, even for practical. Or you can actually go and be specific how to apply it to a business, or how to apply it to learning, or how to apply it to anything. You can be specific. You can really make it personalized for yourself. And then after I say that, then when it starts asking you questions, it will be asking you in phases. Maybe it may ask you 2 questions at a go. You type in your answer. It will give you a question. You type in your answer. Then maybe with a prompt, you could actually include and say, after I type in my answer, you will evaluate, you will analyze and scrutinize my answer, give me feedback. You get the point, right? So it will ask you a question, and really you can see the nature of the questions that are coming. If you think the nature of the questions are not testing you at the levels that you'd want to be tested, you can still talk to it, and you can still put in another prompt and say, make the questions a little bit more complex. it will definitely do that. That level of feedback is actually very possible. But when it asks you questions, you type in your answer. Now, if you cannot type really fast, that may be a bit, but you still use it. But it's good to type fast. But you type in your answer, and then it gives you an analysis. It evaluates your answer. It tells you what's wrong with your answer. It tells you what's correct with the answer and everything. It's literally like having a teacher help you. Now, this is not using artificial intelligence to replace the work that teachers actually have. But the truth of the matter is, when you look at students to teachers ratio, you don't have the luxury of having your lecturer helping you revise for every question. You don't have the luxury of having your lecturer or your teacher always giving you feedback about the test they give you. Most of the times they give you tests, they just give you back the results, and that's it. The other way that you can use AI to revise is really to compare answers. Now, what I mean by comparing answers is, let's say for example, you're using another form of questions. Now, for those who know anything about interleaved practice, it's really just the concept that really when you're learning something, learning it from different angles, using different ways of learning it, or even revising it, is actually very, very good for your learning. So even as you are revising, you do not want to use one method. You want to use different methods. One of the ways that I revise usually, if let's say for example I was studying a topic, I will make at least maybe like 5 or 6 questions at the end of that topic, self-made questions, very difficult questions for myself, which I will come and answer. And I don't have like an already pre-made question for myself. The act of me asking a question is me actually evaluating, and I'll be making questions on different levels of knowledge schema. So I'll make a question which is very complex, whose answer requires me to really integrate a lot of concepts and put them together. And then I'll also add some questions which really are about just explanations, and some which may really need some memorization, just like that. Then when I come to revise it after a period of time, I will write down my answers. I'll write down my answers as best as I can, and then I can just take that same question and then paste it and use it as a prompt, and then look at what AI actually says. Then I'm comparing my answers to the answer that AI gives, so that I'm just seeing the differences in the reasoning and thinking, why did artificial intelligence add this which I did not add? Why didn't it add this? Is it that it's irrelevant? Now again, may I emphasize that when I'm doing this, I am not replacing the other sources of information, the recommended textbooks and everything. I'm just using artificial intelligence because of its ability to create an output that is tailor-made to the prompt that you have given. I am still using my books, I am still using my recommended sources of information as I am learning these things, but I'm also harnessing the power that it has to really give me an output depending on the input that I actually give it. Really, by having another source really analyze your question and you also analyze it and then comparing, it is going to help you very much. It is an active way of using artificial intelligence, and these two I think are very good ways by which you can use artificial intelligence really to revise as you are studying. And so if you found them really, really helpful, please comment down in the comment section below telling me which ones you found helpful so far, and in case you've got other ways that we can use artificial intelligence, feel free to share. Really, I want to learn also from you. And in case you have got other resources that you think I should check out that could help me in my channel, you are also free to do that. Book recommendations, always welcome. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you liked this video and I hope you found it very much helpful. See you next time.